Hi guys, it's April. As you know, I don't know why I feel the need to introduce myself, but I did. Okay, let's see. Just getting all of the technology set up as per usual, and I don't know why I just made technology like two very distinct syllables. Things happen, especially, this early in the morning. Hi, Elizabeth! We just had some interesting technical difficulties with the cat. She decided that she wanted to rearrange my streaming setup, which was very kind of her, but it wasn't very appreciated. Okay. So now that that is tweeted out, I guess we can do this thing. So we are back in Sakuems' coloring book. Hi, oh, I almost said hi to you again, Elizabeth. This is the way my morning is going right now. So I apologize for anything that comes out of my mouth. Okay, I don't really apologize because it's going to come out of my mouth no matter what. It's just a thing. Hi, Shay. So as I was saying, we're going to continue on in Sakuems'. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you. Bless you.
Oh my goodness. Don't know where that came from. Ooh. Nobody wants me to get whatever I want to say out of my mouth. Anyways, we are going to be coloring this page today. There we go. Done. Over with. I've got the 3 colors that we were... Oh, thank you guys. The 3 colors that we've been using for these vines, which is the light green 171, the May green 170, and then the chromium green opaque 174. Ta-da! I know, it's very, very exciting. Okay, so I think that I'm gonna start at the bottom since we left off at the bottom, and I'll just continue around until we get back up to the top. And I'm still trying to decide what colors I want to do the flowers and everything. I'm starting to lean towards purple, mainly because purple goes really well with blues and greens. So you get that cool color palette. So maybe they'll be purple. I haven't decided for sure if that's the case. But that's kind of where I'm leaning right now. So how has everybody's week been going so far? I guess it's kind of the end of the week. Or the beginning of the week, depending on where your calendar starts. Yeah, I was thinking about seeing if I could sneak some pink in there too, because I think the purple and pinks for the flowers would be, especially if it's more of a purpley pink rather than a red pink. So it's got more of the blues in there. That's not what I wanted to do. Getting distracted. Not realizing what pen I'm picking up. There we go. And I don't have a sheet underneath this one. But we're doing okay. Oh, yay! Happy birthday, Shay! Ooh, Las Vegas. You'll have to let me know how that goes. Vegas is never really a place that is called my name. But yeah, no, I'm excited about Booktubeathon starting tomorrow. I guess it's technically already started for some people, such as the people in Australia and New Zealand and over there. Hi, Victoria. Ooh, you started reading Seven Waters yesterday. Oh, that makes me really, really excited. Are you starting with Daughter of the Forest at the very beginning? Backstreet Boys. Oh my goodness. Because yeah, I just finished Child of the Prophecy this week, which I'm excited I finally got done. It was one of those ones that just I was on the struggle bus a little bit with that one. For whatever reason, I couldn't start it. Hi, Robin. But once I got started with it, I just kind of flew through it. I mean, I love the way Juliette Merlier writes. Child of the Prophecy isn't my favorite in that series, and I think that's kind of what threw me a little bit. Yeah, I'm doing, so I decided that I wanted to finish the last of the Seven Water series because I've read most of the books, but the last couple books I never got around to. And so I'm doing a reread of all of the first books so that I remember where all the storyline is at. So, yeah. But yeah, the Child of Prophecy, not my favorite in the series. I'm not a huge fan of... Okay, I like the main character. I don't connect with her like I did with some of the other main characters in that series. So, and I think I've read the next in that series, in the Seven Waters series, but I can't remember for sure. It's like it's been so long ago, so I'm going to start reading it next month after Booktubeathon. Yeah, no, and the Seven Waters world is absolutely stunning. Juliette Merlier is so well in that series. But I'm going to be reading the fourth book next month after Booktubeathon, and we'll see if it's something that I've actually read before or not. Like I said, I vaguely remember it, or I don't even vaguely remember it, but the book looks familiar to me. It's one of those things. Oh, there are things coming, girly. There are things coming. I won't spoil them for you, but I'm excited. There's so many things. Okay. This is a long strand, so we'll see what we can do with it. I also finished Competence by Gail Carriger. That's another book that I kind of flew through this week. And unfortunately, it was also another one of those books where I love the writing by the author. Gail Carriger is one of my favorite authors, just like Merlier is. But I wasn't overly excited about Competence. And I think because it was mostly focused on some of the romances between some of the characters rather than an overall arcing story plot. I think that's kind of where it kind of tripped me up a little bit. Goodness, I don't know where to stop this so that I can get some of these done. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good romance, but I really like some of the things Gail Carriger does with plot. And unfortunately, this one didn't have a lot of that. Hi, Shalene. So I got to read 2 of my favorite authors in 1 week. So that was exciting. But there just could have been more, and unfortunately there wasn't. At least in my opinion. I'm sure there are other people who will read those books and be like, these are amazing. And I agree, they are amazing. I just wanted something a little more, I guess. Well, and then yesterday, I got to do a maternity shoot with a couple friends of mine. I got to be the assistant, or as I like to call it, the pack mule. Carried everything. It was great. That, and I got to hold the reflector. And this reflector is probably bigger than I am. So here's me trying to hold this reflector, trying not to blow away at the same time I'm holding this giant reflector that's catching the wind. If you can imagine that. Whew. Hi, Melissa. I'm glad you could stop in. I don't know if I have too many other exciting stories about this week. I'm trying to think. I promise my life isn't really that exciting. Still working on my secret project, which I keep hinting at. It hasn't reached any kind of conclusion yet. It's taken a weird twist and kind of stalled at the same time. So, I don't know. I'm starting to think it's one of those things that I just need to walk away from for a little while and just kind of let things fall out how they may. And then if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. Just finished Paradox by Catherine Coulter. Did you like that, Robin? Sorry, I am so all over the place today. I guess technically I'm always all over the place. I just have no chill today. Granted, the most exciting thing that is supposed to happen today, besides this stream, because come on, this is super exciting, is laundry. So, yes. Maybe writing thank you notes, because we are horrible people and haven't gotten thank you notes out.
Yeah, we are.
Well, it's one of those things that I keep thinking that we need to do, and then I'm just like, but I can go over here and do this instead. So what do? I go over there and do that instead. Oh, see, Shay, that's almost where we're at. It's like, at this point, is it even worth sending it out? I mean, they all know we love them, right? Hi, Tara. Well, it's one of those things, it's like you get married and then you're running around trying to figure everything out and get house set up and figure out your new schedules and your new lives and making everything integrated and all that kind of stuff. And by the time you have any time at all to sit and think, it's like several months later and you realize that the thank yous haven't been sent out. I'm also a very horrible person, and I have yet to change my name. At least legally. I just hate paperwork so stinking much. I'm a free spirit. I'll have to look her up, Robin. I don't think I've read anything by her. I don't know. I feel today, I just feel like I'm a step out of sync with my normal. I don't know what it is. And that was the wrong stinking color. Story of my life. That was the medium green rather than the light green. Told you, I'm just... my brain is spastic. Well, we're just going to roll with it. What happened has happened. Hi, Katrine. There's an A there. Oh my gosh. I'm done. I'm walking away and I'm done. That's it. Well, with everything that's been going on this week in the coloring community, it's just a weird week. And I think I'm just feeling weird. So like I said, I apologize that anything that happens on this stream right now. But hey, at least it'll be an entertaining stream. Some of you might question whether or not that you'll come back next time, which is fair. Okay. How do we save this? How do we save this? Oh, thank you, Shalene. I don't know. It's weird because I'm sitting here and I know I need to sit here and I need to color, and because I mean I love doing this, but I feel this like weird jittery fidget energy right now. So you know when cats just sit and then all of a sudden they like jump and take off? I feel like I need to do that right now. I don't know why. These are the Fabre-Castell PITT Artist Pens. Well, I'm glad you could sneak me in, Robin. Yep, I'm pretty much a spazzy cat right now. I have no chill, like I said earlier. There we go. And I forgot these leaves right here. I agree, guys. I'm kind of done with summer. I'm ready for, excuse you. That was an interesting cough snort. Yeah, no, I'm ready for the fall. Fall and spring are probably my favorite seasons because it's that nice in between temperature where you don't have to worry about shoveling snow, but you also don't have to worry about stepping outside and instantly melting. And of course, fall brings my all-time favorite holiday, which is Halloween. The cat is making all kinds of weird noises right now, guys. I don't know if you can hear her or not, but she's cleaning herself, but she has a deviated septum. So she does like all these like weird snorts and grunts at the same time. Think of a pug. She sounds like a pug. Halloween is a season, not a holiday. I like it. It's true. My Halloween decorations usually go up soon as possible. It's been usually around October 1st. earlier if I can get away with it without anybody noticing. Oops. So I really like these Pitt pens. They're one of my favorite. But, and this is a very big but, they don't do well in large areas if you want to go straight onto paper with the actual pen. They're lovely. Oh, thank you, Tara. Yeah, we were just talking earlier about what colors to possibly do, the flowers and everything else. And I think I'm leaning towards the purples and the pinky purples because I think purples would just look really good with all the greens and blues going on. So keeping it on that, the cool spectrum of things. No idea what color to do, but yep, that just happened. I have no idea what color I do the butterflies. Oh my gosh, if you guys could see some of the outtakes that I do on my recorded videos where I talk about books, you'd be rolling on the floor. Sometimes it's really, really bad. A lot of times it's just me making random noises because I can't get words out of my mouth. They're like stuck there. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that where you're trying to say something and for the life of you, you can't get it out the right way. You can hear it in your head, but you can't get it out. Yes, you do, Shalene. You very much do. I love this book. The paper in this book is amazing. So I recommend this book to anybody who wants to do anything with any kind of like mixed media or markers. It's just such a nice paper. Well, see, good. I'm not the only one. This is Sakuems' coloring book. Let's see if I can do this without completely bumping you guys. Maybe. That's the coloring book. I know it's hard to show it all on stream. There's it sideways. I don't know if that's helpful. I will add a link to the Etsy ordering page for this after the stream is done. May! I totally didn't see you come in. So, yep. I am not as good with words as my nicely polished and edited videos will let you think. And sometimes I just leave my spazzes in the video. Maybe. Yeah, no, there was a while there that I had this saved in my Etsy favorites. And I just kept on looking at it and looking at it. And then finally I'm like, this is ridiculous, April. If you look at it one more time, just buy the stinking thing. And that is what happened. Yeah. Okay, I think I totally looked up and like, okay. I'm glad you could stop by, Robin. Heart face. Okay. Yes, Tara. I've done like a couple little tiny spots in Katz's book so far. I put it up on my Insta stories. Not that you can really tell what I colored because those pages are so stinking detailed. But I've started on 3. And I'm kind of just hitting all the pages with pink right now. I decided to start out with my Zig brushables. See what I can do with those. I have like no plans on how I'm gonna deal with that whole coloring book. And I have a feeling it's gonna be a very long project. But that coloring book is amazing to look at. Oh, I am the same way. Which sometimes I question why I decided Sunday was the best time, but usually this is the only day that I consistently have open. But yeah, getting up is sometimes an interesting experience. So yes, I understand, Shay. Which might be why I'm so wonderful with words right now. It's because I'm still waking up. Probably should have had some caffeine this morning. I didn't, so that's a fail. There we go. So we can push some of that around. Thank you, May. Yeah, no, there's times that I'm like, what am I doing? I'm trying to make it so that I'm not too dependent on caffeine. Sometimes I question my life choices to go a couple days without it because caffeine is a beautiful, wonderful, glorious thing. But I was also feeling so jittery this morning that I figured if I had caffeine, I'd be 10 times more jittery. And then no one would understand a word I said because I'd be talking like 70 miles an hour. I count that as a win, Shay, that I managed to make you forget to caffeinate yourself. Oh, I was also, this is just me tooting my own horn. So if you don't want to watch this part of the stream, then close your eyes for a couple minutes because this is gonna happen. And oh my gosh, okay, I have to show you guys this. I don't know if I can manage to do this because I just realized that, okay, I hold the pens open in my hand, right? So there's no cap on it. I've managed to color, see if I can do this, to color my light. See that? I put pen on my light. So that is pretty much how. Are we back? Maybe? There we are. Okay, lost you guys there for a second. I apologize. Okay, are we really back this time? Okay, good. Yeah, no, I was gonna show you guys this one, and then the internet is like, nope, we don't want the world to see this. Yeah, I actually colored my first mermaid picture with pencil. I'm so proud of myself. I even tried to be Sammy-esque about it. That's what I'm gonna call it. This is a Sammy-esque coloring page. So yeah, I did this one all with polys. I really like how it turned out. It's very like muted and sad. I don't know. I just like it. So yes, tooting my own horn. Okay, back to our regular scheduled program. Thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what other pages I'm going to color in that one yet. I was going to ask you guys who do colored pencils what you put in between your finished sheets, or do you guys spray your finished works at all so that the pigment stays down? I know some people use hairspray and things like that, but I was thinking about maybe getting some like those sheets that you put in between photo albums, those almost rice papery kind of sheets to put between the pages I complete so that when I go to the next pages and things, the color doesn't rub off on the page next to it. But I didn't know if you guys had any recommendations for that kind of stuff. Because I know a lot of you guys have a ton more experience in colored pencils than I do. I'm used to markers where after it dries, the sucker doesn't move. It's there for life unless you accidentally get it wet. Oh, that's the dark one. I want the medium one. I guess a sheet of printer paper would do the same. It's just that that coloring book is so square. I don't think printer paper would fit the dimensions. Nope, that was medium. So you don't use anything, May? I am learning, though, that with colored pencils, you have to be careful how you drag your hand across the page as you're coloring, because the white background isn't white anymore. it's taken on hues of all the colors that I was using as I was finishing the page. Parchment paper? Yeah, and then that's kind of what I was thinking, some kind of parchment paper to just insert between the pages as I move on. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was just that I don't know, maybe I'm just a mess, and that's usually the case with my life. But yeah, no, I was smearing some of that color all over the place. And then I started getting concerned as I go to other pages if I put too much pressure on the paper, if the color on the other side would bleed onto the picture next to it, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and let's see if I can pull that back up again. Because I'm so heavy-handed, I put so much pressure on pages as I color them that a lot of times it'll just... I'm getting better, so I'm not indenting onto the paper like I used to, but you see how on the edges I've just, it's no longer white. So all of this is just smudge colored pencil that I've accidentally dragged with my hands. And so I was thinking about, so when I start coloring maybe this page right here, if there was some kind of like protector sheet that people put under here so that when they're doing pressure on this page, it doesn't end up with pigment on this page from this page. Yeah, and I I'm slowly learning to do light layers. Sometimes I get a little frustrated and I take my frustration out on the page with pencil. It's bad. Oh, and see, and I wasn't noticing dust, and maybe there was dust, and that's how all of that happened. See, like I said, I'm new to this whole colored pencil thing, so I'm learning, because like I said, yeah, the rest of it all around here, you know, it's white, it's clean, it's just right here. So I must have just like dragged my hand. Oh, 64-pound paper. Yeah, and I started seeing people that do that too. They use... Oh, bye, May. I'm so glad you could stop in for a little while. Yeah, and I've seen people who use like a piece of like tissue paper or something that as they're coloring, they set it underneath their hand. I honestly didn't even think about it. I was sitting there, I was watching TV, and I was like, I'm gonna try colored pencils on this page. It's probably gonna be a nightmare. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yep. Okay, so there's some things to think about there. And I'm also playing around with different color tones, because normally I go to these like brown tones because I love this brown color skin. But I just got really excited. I have yellow undertones. What? And I even chose my own colors to do it. I didn't have to like borrow, I use quotes around borrow, anybody else's suggested color tones. So that page was a big deal to me, which is why I'm super excited about it. Hi, Stella. It depends on the weight of your coloring book page. So this one is a pretty thick mat, so I'm not bleeding through. But if you go, let's see if I can find an example. Hold on a second, guys. Let's see. That's not a good example. I'm just gonna sing a song so that you guys know that I'm still here. Because I am still here. Your faces are so pretty. Don't mind me. I've got nothing to say. I'm making things up. Let's see. Did I do? Oh, here we go.
Yell bye to Shay.
Bye, Shay! Okay, here we go. But if you've got paper that's like copy paper, you're gonna bleed through. So as long, if you have a thicker paper, they don't bleed through as much. And I just marked that other page. Whoops. That's okay. I'm just gonna throw that on the floor because I'll pick that up later. I also find that if I'm really light-handed with the Pitt pens, I can get away with them not bleeding in Kirby's books. Okay. I think I got distracted and never finished up here. Told you guys, I'm very, like, spastic today. Let's see. Well, these Pitt pens work beautifully in this coloring book. There's something very magical about this paper, at least for what I'm doing. And my poor pits have been abused so bad because I love them way too much. It's starting to get to the point where I may have to start replacing some of my colors. And I have decided, possibly, maybe, that I am going to keep the remains of the markers I managed to use up, and then maybe do at the end of the year, just do a showing of all of the colors that I managed to use up in that year. Yeah, Shalene, these are all open stock. I originally got all of mine open stock. I didn't actually get any kits or anything from Dick Blick. That's where I got all of mine from. And I also got, there are certain ones that only come, certain colors that only come in the big barrel. These things are chunky monsters. So every color that I couldn't get in the small size, I got in the big barrel. Just so that I could say that I got all the colors, because that's just how I am. And I don't really understand why they don't do all of the colors in these smaller sizes and only do some of them in the big stamper brush size. Yeah, this is just the small brush size. So there, it's the B. So it's a small B. And then, like I said, I've also got, whoop, I completely just smacked you guys. I guess we're just going to be closer to the action right now. Oh, now it won't stay up. What did I do? Do I have to add a counterbalance? No, I think we're back. Oh my gosh. I just need to be put in a corner, a small padded corner with nothing around me. Yeah, and then I have the big brush for a couple of the colors. But mostly I have the small brush. Just because I like the brush tips better than some of the other tips that they have. So I have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the big brushes. I feel like we're at a slightly different angle. Is that better? I think that's better. Oh. Well, maybe we'll get done with the greenery today if I don't manage to end up, you know, completely destroying everything, which is a possibility, which may be just as entertaining. Wow, I am very self-deprecating today. I need to stop that. I do like how this picture is turning out. And I am very, very grateful that all of you guys decided to come and join me today. I agree, Melissa. Like I said, I started out like extremely like jittery and all over the place this morning. But there's something about just taking the markers out, even though I feel a little jittery still. Especially when you get in the zone. And you can tell when I get in the zone because I stop talking to you guys. And you can just kind of like sit there and work. And things just happen. And it's magic. Oh, thank you, Stella. Yeah, I'm kind of excited how that hair turned out. It was something new I decided to try. I've never kind of blended two different colors into one another like that. You guys make me try new things, and I like it, which is why I'm very grateful for discovering the coloring community, because my coloring skills would not be where they're at right now if I didn't watch all of the rest of you guys color, because you guys are all so stinking inspiring. Because I've definitely picked up coloring books I never would have otherwise either. I think everybody's got a little bit of coloring skills, whether it just be block coloring or not. You can color and you can stay in the lines. I call that coloring skills. I mean, even if you can stay in the line, if you can pick up a utensil and put color to paper, you've got skills. Because like a year and a half ago, I was definitely not coloring like this. Might be able to find an example of that. Of where I started. See if I can do this without bumping everything again. Nope. Not Let's see how many books I can pull off my bookshelf. Nope. Did I find it? Did I find it? Did I find it? Seriously. I know it's one of these. It's hanging out on the floor. It's all the cool people. Maybe it's in this one? That feels about right. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. So this is where I started out. Just straight up flat marker coloring. At this point, I was using all of the markers that I own just to see colors. And then I started trying to sort of kind of shade a little bit, sort of. And I mean, most of the shading on these is just Kirby's work by itself. But yeah, these were all with fine liners. And those were the very first pages I colored. And now I've officially made a mess for myself to pick up after this is done. Haven't decided that if I want to color the vine that's around her neck like I do the rest of these vines, or if I want to do something a little special for that. So I'm going to skip that for now. Yeah, I was wondering if I should treat it like jewelry. Maybe give it some kind of sparkle or metallic look. And welcome, Leslie. I see you are a longtime viewer, first-time commenter. I am so obnoxious sometimes. Someday, I might bring too much of my snark to this show. I don't know if you can call this a show, this live stream. I feel very pretentious calling this a show. you have twins today, Leslie? That's exciting. Was wondering if you were still alive. Oh, thank you, Grace. By the way, welcome, Grace. It's like you snuck in on by. I think we could all use naps. We were just having a conversation about the merits of caffeine and how I made a horrible mistake of not having caffeine before I started this stream. Okay. Got some of these leaves here. I promise I'll be better prepared for next stream. I will have all of the caffeine. Yeah, I saw that on my feed, Grace. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So I'm gonna have to see if I can watch that sometime tomorrow. Hi, Tan Philly. Welcome to April's show of awkwardness, where anything can happen, and usually it's awkward. I'm pretty sure that's how I should start all of my live streams from this point out. Welcome to April's show of awkwardness. We have all the awkward here. Well, that stinks, Grace. Gonna leave that there. Oh, we got another big one. Let's see if I can move it. Is it going? Are we back? I'm just gonna wave my hand until it starts moving on my... Why? Okay, maybe. Okay. I think we're back. I'm pretty sure we're back. Technology is a wonderful, glorious, beautiful thing. Yeah, I was in the middle of talking to you guys and I looked up and my phone's like, reconnect, question mark? I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I'm streaming and you lose my connection, I want you to reconnect. So yes, I apologize for that. We were doing so well too. Okay, so that's why you decided to do a face-to-face. I promise you guys that you do not want to do a face-to-face with me right now. I am as comfortable as I could possibly be. So my hair is just all over the place. That's how I live my life. If I don't have to do my hair, I won't do my hair. And it's a beautiful, glorious thing. So I don't think I'm going to do anything outside of these vines today. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next stream. So that might be a surprise, unless there's anything specific that you guys would like to see. Pitt pens are a water-based India ink pen. So they're pigment. They're mostly pigment, so they dry permanent. So even if you get this wet later, it doesn't really move a lot. So those are what pits are. They're pretty much just a pen version of, you know, those bottles of inks you see a lot of people use during Inktober. India ink. How to explain India ink? It's a highly pigmented ink. It's mostly pigment, if I remember correctly. It's just one of those terms that I don't even know necessarily to explain why it's called India ink, just that it is called India ink. It's a permanent ink.
It often includes gelatin or shellac
As
in the ink as a binding agent.
okay, so that's how it gets its the liquidness of it. It's got gelatin, or I don't know if these ones do. I think it's let's see if there's anything on this. Nope, it just says India ink, waterproof, maximum light fastness. So, basic thing, but it's a liquid pigment. How's that sound? That sounds good. It's not a watercolor. How's that sound? Yeah, I've actually got a couple of them already. I call them, what do I call them? They're like page and color, or color and page. I've done a Peter Pan one, an Alice in Wonderland one, a Pied Piper one and a Snow Queen one and the Night Before Christmas. So I've got, that was 5. I've got 5 of them. I got a playlist up. So if you go to my playlist, I can link them here too. Jeff, do you want to find that playlist and link it? So I have a couple of those. I've actually got one that I'm planning to do with the skull we just finished in Anamorphia. Or not Anamorphia. What? Phantomorphia. In Phantomorphia. I don't know what story I'm going to put with that one yet. But yeah, usually I just do the first chapter or so of the story, just in hopes of getting people hooked so that they want to read it. But yeah, I do have a couple of those. It's like, I think I finished these. And thank you. No, I have been told a couple times that people like my reading voice. And it's just kind of something I've emulated from my mom. Because she used I think I need to. Bring that down a little bit. Okay. No, sadly I don't have any like super long ones. I just, maybe someday in the future. It's just, long ones are a lot of work. So I have to give props to Anne for the longer videos that she does. No, I started coloring to my channel. So I was trying to find a way to bridge the gap between my coloring and my reading. And that's kind of what happened. And at the time, I didn't know if people would sit still long enough for longer videos. So I'm definitely not used to doing longer videos. I mean, sometimes I do these streams and I'm like, people really want to sit and listen to me for an hour and a half? Possibly 2 hours? This is new. Why? I'm weird. I don't understand. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not as, how do I say this? I'm not as graceful at reading as Anne is. So she can do her readings in one take and just overlay it onto the videos, where if I gave you the raw clips of my reading, I start and stop so many different times. It's bad. Because part of the other thing of me doing my readings is I'm I'm a little bit dyslexic, and reading out loud is hard for me, so I like to practice, which is why I did some of those videos and why I try to read out loud nightly, trying to get over some of my stumblings and issues and all of the things. We're coloring together, Elizabeth. I like it. Yeah, like I said, sometimes I feel so stinking random. But hey, if you guys are all good with that. I do like these streams because it feels more personable than a lot of the other videos I do. Because, I mean, I love the conversations that start off of my videos. But just getting that instant back and forth with you guys, that's really why I wanted to start these streams. And just doing coloring streams just kind of made sense. So I'm glad you guys actually decided to show up. Yes, it is a coloring party. So yeah. Because I mean, I'm used to like sitting around with my mom doing craft projects and then chatting with her. So this is nice. I just like doing stuff with my hands. Ooh, the snake dragon. I haven't done that one yet. That one kind of seems a little intimidating, so I haven't started that one. See, it just makes me excited that I'm meeting all of you guys who just like to sit and color as well. Spinning in circles, cause technology is fun. Spinning in circles, do 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 do. Spinning in circles, and now we're back on the YouTube. Hey, that kind of worked. It's like I didn't know how awkward that was gonna be with me singing to myself as the stream tried to reconnect. Thank you, YouTube. Actually, I think it's more of my internet. Thank you, wonderful internet. It's gonna get better. We have a new internet company coming into our subdivision. They're laying the fibers. I'm super excited. You are braver than I am, Elizabeth. So I know Color Like No One Is Watching. Is that at the end of this month? I believe it's at the end of this month, or is it next month? Sometimes I get August and September confused. They're pretty much the same month in my brain. I know they're really not. Okay, it is at the end of August. Okay, I'm not going crazy. Does anybody know if the schedule for that has been posted yet? Because I'm just curious on who's going to be streaming and when. And if it's posted anywhere outside of Facebook, because I don't do Facebook. Oh no, Grace. You have just had all kinds of problems with your editor recently. Okay, yeah, I know Sammy's doing it. I just didn't know if she posted a sheet that has the open times or not. I mean, I can't really do any time but my normal time, just because of how my weekends work. But I was just curious. Okay. Is it possible to view the schedule if you're not part of the Facebook group? Because see, that's my issue. Is like, Facebook and I aren't a thing. We had a falling out. We are no longer in a relationship. Relationship status is non-existent. Okay, well, maybe I'll just harass Sam. Okay, well, I mean, I had wondered if there would be a lot of overlap since there's so many of us, and some of us only have certain times we can actually stream. Because, I mean, I'd love to be a part of it, but like I said, I can't really do any other time but this time on Sunday. Why is that? Oh, close. Okay, we got it. Switch the power supply because I forgot I didn't turn on my TV, so the charger I actually had in my phone wasn't actually charging my phone. Story of my life, first world problems. Please be charging. Hold on. Oh, fudge nuggets on a stick. What are you on? Woo! I just flashed everybody. I apologize for that. Well, we may be ending the stream a little early because my batteries are gonna conk out on me. And my lighting changed. Hold on. I have these beautiful hue lights. And unfortunately, there we go. Okay, well, let's see if I can get this done before my phone conks out on me. I forgot that, see, I normally have my phone plugged into the charger that's plugged into the port on my computer so that I can charge as I'm filming. But I forgot that I had turned off my computer because of the thunderstorms that were rolling through, and I never turned it back on. Okay, yep. That, and I need to be signing off soon anyways because in a half hour or so, Anne starts her stream. Okay. I think, see if I can bring you guys up so you can actually see the full thing. No, actually, I want to fix this a little bit first because it's not quite as blended as I want it to be. There we go. Yeah? You're gonna come down and join the party? Yeah. Okay. So here's where we're at. So we got this whole side done. Probably start the flowers the next time I bring this back into a stream, probably will be purple of some kind. Ooh, excuse me. Kind of set on the purple now. But other than that, I have no idea what to say. I guess just that I heart all of your beautiful faces and thank you for joining me. Bye.